other for 2.5 hours, and you hope that you come out with a 3-point win at the end of it. And that's always, I know we'll talk about Benjamin Russell and Opelika, but it's always a stat that I like to throw out there this time of year, and we'll say it next year. But between 1990 and 2000, Benjamin Russell and Opelika played 11 times, of course. Opelika won 6, Benjamin Russell won 5. Benjamin Russell outscored Opelika in those 11 games, 167 to 166. So it
Boy,
doesn't
you can't
take
get any better of a rivalry than that.
You can, and so on average, both teams only scoring a couple of times a game. Very low scoring contests. Some were, I know one of those was a 3-0 game. That rivalry got away from us after that. I'm not saying that Ben Russell has held up with Opelika since, and the communities have changed drastically since then. But that was the heyday, and that was our rivalry, and they hated us, and I promise you we didn't like them at all either. And it was built up to that, but you can't get any better than that, Brad. I'd love for you can't. I'd love for you to find a matchup that was any closer than that one in an 11-year span.
You can't. I mean, 1 point separating teams, one game difference in the wins, and yeah, that's what high school football is all about. I know people have got their mixed emotions on how the game is structured now and how, student athletes move around. And again, it is a new day and age with employment and, technology and new schools and things like that. It's just not the way it was even when you and I grew up, especially when our parents grew up. And I'll be honest with you, I miss a lot of that. There's a lot of people I talk to that miss those days. I really do. And, you get what you get coming through your community. There was a little bit of pride. You knew maybe you'd be down a little bit one year, but you also look forward to the future where you saw a group of athletes coming through and you like, man, just give us a couple of years. We're gonna be back, and, when you're in the down years, it's tough, but, it makes the good years even better. But now, let's just be honest. You can amend your deficiencies in a few months. With kids that move in. It's just the truth. And I think there's a lot more people out here that want to say that there's all this nefarious stuff that's going on in high school athletics, and there is some nefarious things that go on in any level of competition. We know that. But I think if you uncovered everything, you would be amazed at how little it is comparable to what legitimately is going on. And, we talk about it all the time. I named a player and a coach the other day. We were talking in a group, and I said it wouldn't have mattered if that coach had gone to Maine. Those kids were going to follow that coach to Maine.
Oh, yeah.
They would have figured out a way to go. And somebody was like, well, what about this school and all this? I said, I hate to say it, but it ain't even about that school. It's not about them coming to that school to play. They're following a guy that they've trusted and confided in, and the parents feel good about, and they feel like that's their ticket to maybe get to the next level. So they're willing to up and go follow people like that. So, people want to tout their horn and go, oh, well, we got all these people moving in and stuff. Look, I'm going to say this about I'll use Thompson as a prime example. If Mark Freeman were to leave, I don't know who they would get as their head coach.
I'm sure they me this time, by the way.
Do what?
You'd believe me this time.
I will believe you this time because he did it. He proved it. I'm not sure the next guy coming in will be able to do what Mark Freeman's done. I don't know that. Heck, Robert E. Lee, when Spence McCracken left, they had some good years, but ain't nobody follow up what he did. You don't know when it's time of a program that's gonna take a step back. I'm not saying they just fall off the map, but they may take a step back. I'm just telling you, Mark Freeman took a program that was a dumpster fire of a football program and made them one of the elite programs in the country, not just in the state, but in the country. And I don't know who they get, but I'm just saying a lot of kids may decide to go somewhere else if he went to another school, because that's just how he is. I don't want to pigeonhole him. I'm just use that as an example. Randy, we'll keep it going through the break. We got a lot to talk about. We're up against our first TV break here, but nobody go anywhere. We got a lot more to come here on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Castelluccio Fine Italian Dining in downtown Alexander City is rapidly becoming the region standard for Italian cuisine, as well as hand-cut filet mignon, fresh Gulf seafood, and the area's best Italian import wine selection. We offer true old-world charm with unmatched hospitality. Like Castelluccio Fine Dining on Facebook to keep up with daily lunch and dinner specials. Also new, we offer catering for your family and small business, so call and order. Castelluccio, downtown Alexander City, where the only thing that rivals the flavor is the dining experience.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
4 days, multiple venues, non-stop entertainment from Nashville's top music makers. The Lake Martin Songwriters Festival is back, July 24th through the 27th. Visit LakeMartinSongwritersFestival.com for details. 3 of Alabama's own, one unforgettable night. Country music star Drake White takes the stage with special guests Adam Hood and Charlie Argo. Live at the Amp, July 26th. Brought to you by the Lake Martin Songwriters Festival. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Let me just say this. If you need heating and air work in this area, Sunshine Heating, I talked to Kevin this past week. He had to come out to my house for a quick look on something with one of my units. Thank God everything was okay. But, man, I'm telling you, if your air goes out or if you think it's about to go out, you need to get some heating and air work done. You need to call on Sunshine Heating and Air, and Cliff, man, his head technician, one of the best guys I've been around, just as nice and, comes out and makes sure everything is done correctly. And, when he comes out and takes a look at your stuff, it's going to be done the right way. And that's all you can ask for with any business now. But Sunshine Heating and Air have been part of what we do here on the Saturday Sports Countdown for dang near 20 years. So we appreciate Kevin and his group down there. And we also appreciate JR Sports Bar and Grill. We've been over there. I've been over there 2 times this week. Had Lake Martin Sports Roundup show. And then, of course, Faith and I were there earlier in the week with an on location there just for Auburn Blitz. So just always appreciative of JR's been with us really basically since day one. So 2 long-standing partners have allowed us to keep doing what we've been doing.
Yeah, and we can't thank all of our local advertisers with us. Again, we wouldn't have these programs, and we've got quite a few new things on the horizon as we head into fall, Brett.
We do.
We're going to have a new, and maybe this is a good segue into Benjamin Russell football, but we'll have some new setups coming with our broadcast of the games this year. A couple of camera angles, just a different look. So maybe give everybody an idea of some of the new things. Hey, Sign Source is currently working on the digital scoreboard that's going up over at the Sportplex. I mean, it's going to be massive.
It is massive.
This thing was not B-teamed. We've got quite a few others going up around the state right now, too. And by the way, if you're looking for a digital board or a digital sign out by your road, Sign Source is there to help with that. But this is one of the bigger ones that we're working on right now with this one. So it's going to be eye-catching. But, Brett, just give everybody an idea of what's coming in the fall.
Yeah, we're excited to enhance the broadcast. I mean, the radio will stay the same. We decided on the TV side through John Kennedy and Ryan at the station that we want to do a little bit more on the TV side and on the streaming side for people. So you're going to get a couple different camera angles for the broadcast. You're going to have more of a switching back and forth instead of the static, 50-yard line camera back and forth, and maybe some different graphics. We're bringing some students in from Benjamin Russell in their media department that will be assisting with the broadcast. We have an intern that will be helping us on Fridays. Her name is Sophie. She's from Chilton County, and I told her that you're going to look different in maroon, Sophie. You've always been in that blue and orange, and Benjamin Russell plays Chilton County, so it's so it'll be different for her. But she's excited. She's a student at Auburn. As most everybody knows, Faith will be on the sideline for us to add that dimension. We haven't really ever had that consistently with our broadcast. Randy Scott's helped us some over the years, but going to have a true sideline reporter who's going to be able to report if something goes on down there and something happens where we don't have to guesstimate and figure out. Hey,
I hope it's a lot better than what you put me in. Yeah,
that's a lot better.
You can't bring that up without me telling this story. So I'm living in Homewood back in 2001, and Brett calls me about the first part of the week and to ask if I want to be part of the broadcast of Benjamin Russell and Homewood to start the season. Now, we had lost the previous season to them in the state championship game, and we go over there, and I get in the press box, and it's Brett and 17 other people that are going to broadcast this game. I'm looking around.
And let me just say this real quick. In fairness to me, it was my second year, and I didn't really have full control over everything, so it was kind of like, yeah, and it was crowded in there. I'll admit.
I mean, but I have no idea why they wanted me there, what I was going to do. They didn't I mean, I guess they thought I knew some ball and I could add a little bit to it. So they give me this handheld mic, and it's pouring rain. It's not kind of raining. I mean, it is pouring rain. And Brett looks at me and says, I don't have an earpiece in. I can't hear the broadcast. He throws me down on Ben Russell's sideline with a handheld mic that I don't know when I'm flipping it on, if I'm actually coming on. And the only way that they cued me in is Brett would stick his head out of the glass press box out there and point down at the field at me. I didn't know what they were talking about. I don't know if they asked me a question.
Just talk.
I just start running off the mouth. Now that in itself is terrible, and I'm sure that if anybody heard or remember that broadcast, it had to be one of the worst ones ever. But that's not the worst part of this. Worst part of this is we lose in overtime that night.
Yep.
Tyrone Martin fumbles the football.
At the one.
We're going to win this game easy. We fumble the ball, give it back to him. Well, this is Coach Martin's first game as a head coach. And I love Coach Martin. And I really, in my mind, I mean, I played on his side of the ball for 2 years, and I think he loved me. But when he saw me come and interview him after that loss, the love went away fast. I mean, he didn't want to talk. Brett's up there trying to force me to go ask him multiple questions after the game. I said, Brett, look, I think you know Coach Martin, but there's one thing I know you don't know is how bad he's going to take this loss, because you didn't play for him, and I got a real good idea this isn't about to go well. And it did. I'll never forget it. And I told Brett, I handed him that mic after that. I said, that's it, my friend.
That almost did you in.
I had a great time, but you'll never talk me into doing sideline reporting again. And that ended my career for about 4 years. So that's my Coach Martin's first game story.
I hope in 25 years we've advanced a little bit and gotten better. That we'll never forget. We may get Alzheimer's at some point in time. We won't ever forget that story. But yeah, we'll be a little bit better, I think, on the sideline reporting this year. And then we'll actually have a camera there too for the TV side, so it's not just Faith talking. On the radio, it'll be all of us just talking. But so yeah, I mean, we're going to enhance all that, and we wanted to do that, and it was a collaborative effort with John and Ryan, and my hat's off to them for getting the technology up to speed and going to be able to present an even better product for Benjamin Russell. And looking forward to an exciting season with a new head coach and a new team, and just the schedule we'll go over here in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and go to break, and for TV we come back, we'll run down some of these teams. But it's exciting. I start getting a little bit more pumped up here as we end the month of July and head into August, knowing we're just a few weeks away from the start of the season. But all right, everybody hang tight. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown coming up right after this.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns, and offer all the small engine accessories you need, with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Banner Building Summer Sale is happening right now. No money down, no payments for 90 days, plus 12 months with zero interest now through August 31st on all portable wood and aluminum sheds, carports, garages, and barns built on site or delivered during the summer sales event happening right now at Banner Buildings, 4011 Warm Springs Road in Columbus, or online at bannerbuildingsga.com. Better buildings, better prices, Banner Buildings of Columbus.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
everyone to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Just kind of recapping that 2001 state championship game, just memories coming back. I remember Parker Gargis went for a quick kick and to punt, and he shanked it. And I think the thing went like 12 yards, and we were able to take the ball and drive down and score, and that kind of just changed. That was the play that broke us through, and you kind of felt good about the way our defense was playing. That's the reason they quick kicked it, because they weren't getting anything done offensively. And I remember the things that they had done well, rolling the pocket and flooding to the short side of the field, and that little pass to the boundary. Nobody could ever stop it, but we worked on that so hard. I remember in practice, in preparation, I remember the coaching staff and being on the hill every day watching them do that. Randy, just amazing to see how they were able to figure that out.
Well, Brett, you've always really bragged on that coaching staff and how good they were. I mean, maybe, just because we got a new coaching staff coming in this year. And, hey, I tell you, one thing that you don't realize is when the new people come to your community, you feel like everybody should know the history of these programs and who we are and who the kid, and I ended up out on the field with Coach Jay last week, and he's like, just start talking. Just tell me some Benjamin Russell football history. I said, well, I mean, how long you got? I know some things well, but I probably know that one better than I know anything else. And but you do have to realize that, a lot of these guys, they can look up. And by the way, ahsfhs.org is one of the best websites available, Alabama Football Historical Society. It's not only football, but they've got basketball and some other sports in there. But that's the easiest place to go and get a rundown of seasons and what went on, Brett. But you always brag on that coaching staff, and Coach Martin got it over the hump and won a state championship that year.
He did. I can go down the list, and Ted Darby as the offensive coordinator is one of the more brilliant offensive minds that I can remember. Just watching him and how he broke, opposing defenses down, and he knew exactly how we wanted to attack them. On the defensive side of the football, Coach Martin, that was his side of the ball. That was his specialty. I remember J.R. Fulkerson was a good friend of mine at the time when he was here, and offensive line coach, and you could just go on down the list. And
Coach Brooks, defensive coordinator at that time, Brett.
Coach Brooks was the defensive coordinator, and they,
I tell people all the time. Let me say this: he is a wonderful baseball coach, but I honestly think he was just as good a football coach as he was baseball. He was so good at it, and any success I had in football, I give 90% of the credit in the secondary to him, because we would break film down and it would be as easy as, like, if they are lined up like this is what they're about to run.
Right.
If in this down and distance. And buddy, we go out there and we lived in his office watching film, and we'd know these teams backwards and forwards. And, it was as easy as, if I could catch a ball, you should get an interception or two that night. That's how easy that he broke things down. So a lot of people don't realize that, because he hasn't coached football in a long time, but he was a wonderful football coach, Brett.
He was, and I have to tell this. I don't think a lot of people know this, and Bill Oliver loved to come to practice and actually talked to Brad a couple days ago. He and I were talking about some fishing. I know you're shocked about that. So, but we were talking about, his dad coming up to Benjamin Russell and just liking to be at practice to watch. And he happened to be around a lot those few years, really through 2005 season. He was in and out of practice. But I remember him coming in and watching film and looking at what some of these teams were doing. And when you had Richie Brooks and Carl Martin and Bill Oliver together on the defensive side of the ball, talking and collabing, it's amazing to what you're going to get on that side. You're going to get a lot of expertise in how to defend a team. But that was kind of the breaking down of Homewood. I mean, you looked at what they were able to do offensively successfully all year, and we were able to shut that down, hold them to 13 points. And win that state title. So, and you know what? I'll say this to remind everybody, that was basically 25 years ago since Ben Russell won a state championship. So I started broadcasting in 2000, really 99 into 99, 2000. And when you start and you go to 2 state championship games, you go, man, it's about to be the norm, because we'd gone to one in 97 too. And so we'd gone to 97, 2000, 2001. I'm like, buddy, it's going to be a good trip, man. I'm going to go just plan every other year, just make it on up to Birmingham. And hell, we ain't been back since. So it's like,
let me throw this out. So you said something a little bit earlier that I wanted to add to. And, there's certain groups that come through our smaller communities, and I still call Elliott City a smaller community, and you can watch them coming and growing, and you go, that's going to be a good group.
Right.
But then you see some groups coming, and you're like, boy, man, we better brace. Well, here's one of my favorite stories is, and I'm sorry if you were part of a couple of these groups, but you'll know who I'm talking about. But So my father went to a middle school football game when my sister was cheering in the 7th grade, and I'll never forget it. He called me leaving the stadium, and he said, Randy, he said, if this group of boys is all we have when Olivia gets to high school, it's going to be the worst football team in Benjamin Russell history. He said they've got one poor little kid, and he's good, and it was LaPrentice Gunn, by the way.
Yeah, right.
And he said that kid makes every tackle. They hand it to him every time they're on the ball, and he's pretty good, but he's not good enough to win the games by himself. He said the rest of them are terrible. Now, not kind of bad, they're terrible. And those two programs, those two teams went 1-9 and 1-9 with Danny Horn coaching them. Yep. Let that sink in. So when you bring up, there has never been a transfer in needed more in any school's history than Bryant Horn. If Danny Horn didn't bring his son with him, I'm not sure we wouldn't have had a 5 to 6 year stretch of some of the worst football that this state's ever seen. But Lord have mercy, Bryant came and things turned around. But it certainly needed a transfer in with his dad to get us over the hump during that stretch, Brett, because it had gotten bad.
It had. And I remember, Coach Horn had wanted the Ben Russell job, a time before, and had already, talking to him, he had eyed that job and said that was a place that he would like to have the opportunity to coach possibly one day. And he got that opportunity, and he remembered the teams that we had prior to him coming there and how hard, you got to remember, from really 97 to like 05, we were like, we're pretty dang good, man, year in and year out, and made deep runs. And, they played us in that, was it the 06 game or 07 game, and then went up there and they had to kick a field goal. And it's just war, just complete war. And then he finally gets the chance to take over the job. And he's like, he told me, he said, he walked in the locker room, he said, where's El Toro Freeman? And where's, he's looking around, he's like, where are all these guys that y'all have had for 10 years? He walked in and it's like, all right, we got to figure out a way to speed the clock up and try to get out of here without getting blown out. So, you just have to do what you got to do sometimes. But then, like you said, he was able to get his legs under, and we went on a good stretch there while he was here. So, just fun times talking about that. And again, that's high school football, really, in a nutshell. You get what you get. You got to get your ebbs and flows and all that. So, all right, we're up against the break. Stay tuned. A lot more to come here on the show right after this.
You've dreamed about the perfect house. A place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
there's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands, from drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. You're right. You know, I go back and I look at those years and I look at the scores. We were in like 6 of those games. I mean, it was like you were like, you're within a score of winning these games.
But don't like.
I'm just saying that they were bad teams. And again, it's not a shot on the kids that played on the team. They were bad teams. But they competed, and they actually didn't get their brains blown out. I mean, when you line up against a team like Prattville that had Dick Perry and what was it, Shanks on there, and all those guys, and actually had a chance in the game was a miracle. I mean, it really was. But going back to the Shades Valley and the kids on the team, any of them watching or they see the recording of this, we had a particular coach, and I ain't gonna say which coach it was, talk about I mean, everybody's gonna know who it is and all this. You almost can't even hide it. But like they, you know, I mean, you gotta feel like I think you're getting your brains beat out at half and you walk in there and I don't know what you say as a coach, and I know Coach Horn's probably looking around like, I don't really know what to say. Ain't nothing I can say is gonna fix this other than we need to get out here and let this clock run so we get on the bus and get the hell out of here. He looked over at one kid, and I ain't gonna say which one it is, but they were saying, well, can't we do this, whatever? And he said, buddy, I love you. He said, you ain't no good, man. He said, you ain't got it, man. And you know, I appreciate the effort and all, but it just ain't nothing I can do. I mean, I can't do what I need to do with you over here. So it is what it is. I mean, so when you've hit to the point where you just go ahead and openly tell everybody in the locker room, I don't know what else to tell this guy over here. I appreciate him. I love him. But hey, he can't do what I need him to do. But anyway, that's the ebbs and flows of high school football, man.
I think
really
we scored 91 points that year in 10 football games. And in a couple of years after that, with his son at quarterback, we scored over 500. So
yeah,
that gives you the difference. And so transfer ins can help.
Well, talk about a transfer. Tony said, is it true that Case and Myers transferred to Auburn High School? And
He did, yes.
Yeah. We saw. I went down to the 7-on-7 at Auburn that Ben Russell was in and watched him and throw. So yeah, and it's ironic that Pike Road was there too. So Pike Road was right beside. I don't know if they actually may have even played each other in a game in that 7-on-7. There were so many teams go and so many games going on at one time. It was kind of wild to see how all that went down, but. Some really, really good football teams there. We played Parker in a 7-on-7, and they beat us right at the very end. And then they actually had an OTA with us a few weeks ago. So, you see a lot of the top competition. I mean, Parker defending state champs, and I know I talked about Horseshoe Bend. Last year kind of got it going toward the end of the year, and then they got the same schedule they opened up with last year. And Wadley and Reeltown are defending state champs in their classification. So, I don't know if there's anybody in the state of Alabama that plays two defending state champions in back-to-back weeks, but Horseshoe Bend's got to do it.
Well, and they have to play those two programs year in and year out. It's a difficult draw right there. And anybody in that lower classification that's unfortunate enough to get that Reeltown team, because they're just such a great football community, Brett. There are just certain communities that do it better than most. And I don't think there's one much better than Reeltown. Their youth football's exceptionally good. They've always had a good youth football program, which leads directly into the product that you see on Friday night. They've stayed consistent with it. And so I can't look. Reeltown's one of those programs, with us being a 6A school growing up, we didn't play them in anything. So I just didn't. I know they're just right up the road, but I knew nothing about them, Brett. I knew they had good teams. Right. I knew LA, and I knew all of those teams that they had, and I knew Coach O'Neill was one of the best coaches in the state. But when you're not competing against each other in baseball or basketball, or, we didn't play them in anything. You don't know much about them, but the older I've gotten and the more that you and I've traveled around and gotten to know coaches and programs, there's not one much better than Reeltown in the state of Alabama.
Oh, no, there's not. And, you look at L.A. now, played for his dad, and, Coach Johnson takes over, and a lot of people would be like, man, you're taking over for a Hall of Famer, and, kind of the pinnacle of your program. And, Matt Johnson comes in there and just continues on with the tradition, and he's won a state championship now and going to put that team back in a position again. I went down their schedule this week on the show, and hopefully have Coach Johnson up in the next couple of weeks. I know we'll see him at media days, but you'll have a team that's going to be right there again, because you look at the schedule, you look at how they went down through. They opened up with T.R. Miller again. This time they go on the road. They chose to have that game. How about that? This was a kickoff classic game last year in Montgomery that they lost 28-7. It was the only loss of the season for them. We know how good T.R. Miller was last year in a higher classification than them. They turn around and schedule them again, and they go to them and play them. So, and I think Coach Johnson and Reeltown embraced that game. It probably exposed some things they needed to work on to get better. And, they didn't really have a lot of close games, but when they got back to Highland Home, who they've had their number the last several years, they were able to squeak out a 6-0 win. You look at a team that was scoring 40 and 50 points a game, had to squeak out a 6-0 win over a very good Highland Home team. They've done it a couple of years in a row now, been able to eliminate Highland Home from the playoffs. So I know Highland Home doesn't want to see Reeltown coming anymore, because they figure out a way to get it done. But they do. They've got a really good program. They've always had a good program down there, and it's a community that, again, like you said, they raise them right coming up through the Little League program, and by the time they get to high school, it's just kind of ingrained in them. And we see these communities around the state that are like that, you know, the Fifes of the world. We can go down the list, and these teams and these programs just kind of reload from one year to the next. So when we come back from this break, Randy, we'll go down some of the streaks in the state right now. This is always fun as we get ready to start. I got a lot of comments coming in. We'll get to those here as we go to break and as we stay up online. So, all right, everybody, we're going to take another break. We got one more segment left here in the first hour. We got a whole nother hour coming up right after that. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Here comes more big rigs, loaded with new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,000 off, and enjoy no payments until September. Plug into the future with the exciting new GMC Sierra EV, now with a 36-month lease for just $799 a month. That's right, just $799 a month. Glenn Smith GMC, now celebrating 33 years. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control, with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
The Honda Summer Event is going on now at Sarah Honda in Sylacauga. Hit the road with the hottest ride. Plus, every vehicle we offer comes with a Sarah Promise, like a new 2025 Honda Civic Sedan, lease for $289 a month, or a new 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, lease for $369 a month, or like a 2025 Ridgeline, lease for $359 a month. Your ultimate summer wheels await at Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. One segment left here in the first hour. Hour number 2 coming up. Wayne said disappointed Freeze didn't pursue Miles Johnson from Miller last year. Yeah, great football player. I mean, just phenomenal player for T.R. Miller.
Well, he was committed to Florida early.
Yeah. He was committed to Florida at the Champions Challenge press conference.
Yep.
So I remember us talking to him down there. All right. Winning streak in the state, currently Catholic Montgomery is at 28 games in a row. So Kirk Johnson leaves, comes to Benjamin Russell. We'll see what Catholic does moving forward this year, but currently have the longest winning streak in the state. Longest losing streak is Columbia High School up in North Alabama at 91 look, man, I'm not a Columbia fan. I don't have a dog in the fight with any school, but I'm pulling for them to win a game. I mean, dadgummit, dude. You just keep putting the helmet on and the pads and going out there and having to bust heads in the summer and try to get better. And, you know, eventually, man, you need something good to happen for those kids up there because you know they're trying. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see if they can break that. Sammy Coates is their new head football coach there. So, you know what, man? Sammy Coates is a winner. He's, you know, from a mentality standpoint, the teams he played on in high school at Leroy to up to Auburn, had some successful years there and had a successful stint in the pros. So he brings a winning mentality, Randy, to that program.
Well, and he's in an area where you know, players will migrate to you if you start putting a good product out there.
Right.
Same as Thompson. You know, that was my same point I was making when Coach Freeman took that one over. I mean, there's just certain parts of the state that have an overwhelming amount of talent, you know, and if you put the right product around it, they'll find their way to it. And you said it earlier in the program, some people like it, some don't. Doesn't really matter whether you like it or not. We live in a transient society where these kids are playing with kids from different communities on travel teams all the time in different sports. And parents are smart enough to figure out how to get them where they want, you know, and get them with the coaches they want them to be under and taught the way that they want them to be taught. And so I hope Sammy does a good job there because it would be a turnaround for the century if he could get them to a 500 team at some point.
Man, it'd be a great story that we could do for our AHSA products. Regular season winning streaks at 43 for Catholic Montgomery. They've won 43 consecutive regular season games. I mean, look, you know, I know, you know, maybe you may have a really good team and you may be stacked a little bit, but to win 43 regular season games that's hard. I don't care who the heck you are. I don't care what kind of team you have. There's going to be some nights you go out there and the ball don't bounce your way, and you're going to play a team that's, you know, comparable to you, and they may get a break and you don't. That's impressive. 43 consecutive regular season games. That's hard to do, man.
Well, it's just been a great product for a very long time. And, you know, Catholic plays football the right way, too. I've always been impressed. You know, before Kirk was the head coach, Aubrey Blackwell was the head coach, and, man, they played you tough. They lost a nightmare in the state championship game to Fife, if you and I remember being there for that one. And but Coach Johnson, look at his record. He sustained that success and made it even better. So, you know, that's an impressive thing. But, you know, the private schools here in this state, like I just said, once you get them going and once they're having success, it's easy to find your way to it. And Catholic won't fall off this year. They may not be quite as strong as they were in years past based off of a few key guys that they don't have back on this year's squad compared to where they have, but it doesn't mean that they don't have plenty of talent. And in that classification, they've been tough for many years, probably the last 6 years.
They have. And then they also have the longest region winning streak in the state right now at 40. So they've won 40 consecutive region games. So crazy streak there. All right. The longest region losing streaks, Barber County at 71. Home winning streak belongs to Saraland at 33 consecutive home games that they've won. Tough place to go play, man. Go to Saraland. Don't come out of there with a win very often. Consecutive winning seasons. This is impressive to me. When we get down to some of these longevity records, longest winning consecutive winning seasons, 32 in a row for Gordo. That's you may not have won championships all the way through that, but when you look across 3 decades and you've had at least a winning record in every year, that's impressive, man.
Yeah, it is. And they're right there in the thick of things just about every year. And
they are.
Great product, great part of the state. A lot
of D1 talent come out of that program.
Yeah, that's a great football program.
Consecutive playoff seasons. This is impressive. I mean, it's hard to make the playoffs. I mean, again, you know, you may go on a streak of 8 years in a row, and then you have a team that, you know, just isn't as talented and don't make it by a game or something. but for 42 straight years, Laverne has made the playoffs. I mean, that's impressive, man. Almost our entire life, Randy, they've been to the playoffs. That's a long stretch.
Well, and when one coach exits, another great one comes in. That's a program where you're going to go and win, and so they only have good coaches there.
Right. Laverne and Brantley down there, that rivalry,
Yeah.
and that's just a good school too. So, all right, a couple more records before we go to the top of the hour break. Consecutive weeks in the top 10, which is very impressive. Fife at 175 consecutive weeks in the top 10. And they also have the next record, which is the last one, consecutive game score. And that's hard too, man. You go out there and there's going to be some nights you might get shut out. You get up against a team that's really dominant, and they have 333 consecutive games scoring at least a field goal or a safety.
They're hard to explain to people that don't keep up with high school football without watching them. I mean, you've just about got to see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying? And
you do.
They've got a system. They groom them. They work them. They don't get off the bus. When they get off the bus, you're not overwhelmed at all. When you see them walk out on the field and walk up and down.
It's kind of like UMS Wright with Terry Curtis and the teams he rolls out there.
And then the football game starts, and they just slap you around and make you like it and run the exact. I mean, will the rest of my life won't forget the championship game against B.B. Comer.
Yep.
They ran the exact same play, maybe an entire half. And you could see Coach benefit. I mean, when you start having someone that is, when they're rubbing your nose in the dirt enough to run the same play over and over and over again and get to the point where they almost want to point right there, I'm about to run right there again, and there's nothing you can do about it, that's when you know you're physically whooped.
I've seen an exhausted person before, but that kid for Fife, like, man, they had to help him up. But he'd get back there and
get 8 more
yards again, and he'd run again, and he'd be on the ground going, they about to give this to me again. So it's like it's amazing. And like you said, you go down on the field to get a bird's eye view. And when they came out of the locker room, I remember being on the sideline for that game. They came out of the locker room. I'm like, all right, where's the players at? Like, am I missing something? And it's like, that guy's an offensive lineman and that guy's an offensive lineman. And they've been mauling people. I'm like, well, this ain't going to happen today. Well, it did. And so you get out there and it's just, again, it is just ingrained into their brain how to run that system and to do it. And they just don't make mistakes, man.
And play physical football.
They play physical football. They don't make mistakes. You gotta out endurance them throughout 4 quarters, and not many teams can do that. B.B. Comer had a chance to jump up big in that game, by the way, and when they fumbled the ball, it kind of just burst their bubble. They really had a chance to jump up on Fife and needed to. You want to get up on a team like Fife and make them kind of fight from behind, because it kind of changes their game. But if they ever get up on you and they can do their thing, man, it's about impossible to get a win against them. All right, up against the top of the hour break. We got another hour coming up here on the Saturday Sports Countdown. Stay right where you are.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Glory's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings. Come on, get on board. Glory's Furniture saves you more. We try harder in every way, so drive a little and save today. Glory's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
4 days, multiple venues, non-stop entertainment from Nashville's top music makers. The Lake Martin Songwriters Festival is back, July 24th through the 27th. Visit LakeMartinSongwritersFestival.com for details. 3 of Alabama's own, one unforgettable night. Country music star Drake White takes the stage with special guests Adam Hood and Charlie Argo. Live at the Amp, July 26th. Brought to you by the Lake Martin Songwriters Festival. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Hour number 2. JR Sports Bar and Grill, make it your official place for your tailgating needs this fall for high school and college. They've got a great atmosphere. It's the place to go. If you can't make it to the games, you don't want to fight the crowd, you can actually have them cater your party, your tailgate. You can pick that up. But you can go up there and hang out, and they got TVs everywhere, and they'll have all the games on. The very first college football weekend is going to be phenomenal. I mean, Auburn plays on a Friday, but the games on Saturday are just outstanding, and we may go over that in just a little bit. But just make JR's part of your fall and plans, because they do so much for our communities here. They really support them, and again, we want to patronize them for sure. And then Sunshine Heating and Air, Kevin Kill and his group down there, and Dave will do a great job, and they are extremely busy all the time because they do such good work. So if you need heating and air work here in the Lake Martin area, definitely call on Sunshine Heating and Air. They're so busy, I don't know when they can get to you, but they'll try. That's how much they're thought of in this area. So couple more comments. Wayne said, I see a Wadley Maplesville rematch in the future. Could be. Again, 2 very storied programs. You know, Wadley finally gets over the hump, wins the state title. I don't know who I'd pick over them in that classification with Jaquez Wilkes and pretty much everybody come back. Now, I know their coach went to Beauregard, but, I mean, that team's still going to have a really good shot to win it in that classification.
Well, you know, we're going to see Maplesville in the Champions Challenge Kickoff Classic.
Right.
That name has changed a few times over the years, but they play 5, don't they?
They play 5, yes.
Wow, that's a good matchup. Fife has not won a state title for a couple of years, correct?
That is correct.
No, just one.
No, just one. It was this past year.
Yeah.
Don't slide them too much.
No, not.
They're going into year 2. If they don't win it this year, it would be 2 years. So, but Paul Benefield, and again, you know, you look at top coaches in the state, and we'll run this down. Danny Horn at 363, Terry Curtis at 361, Paul Benefield's at 360. So, three games separate Danny Horn and Paul Benefield. Terry Curtis, I mean, he's a legend here in the state at 361. And then from there on down, I mean, you got Buddy Anderson, Walden Tucker, Jamie Riggs. I mean, guys that are out of the game now. So, I mean, we're witnessing, and have witnessed three of the best coaches in the state's history all at one time.
Well, and two of them still in the mix.
Right.
And they have exceptionally good programs too right now that they built up. And, a down year is going to be 10 to 13 wins. I mean, they're just not going to have seasons where they don't meet that double-digit mark. And I've seen enough of Central Clay with their younger kids coming through, Brett. They're loaded. They've done the same things that we just bragged on Reeltown with. I mean, you play them in middle school, they beat your brains in. You play them in JV, they beat your brains in. I mean, it's like, where do they come from in this little bitty community? Where do you find these linemen? How do you? Can you send me 2 or 3 of these linemen over, please? I need them. And but that it's so those numbers are, as long as Danny continues to want to do it, and as long as Paul Benefield continues to want to do it, nobody in the state's catching them either, because they're in programs where they're going to keep on winning big time games every year.
No doubt. Got a few minutes left on this segment, and we'll end the high school talk, and then we'll dive into college for the remainder of the show. The 500 Club is an impressive club here in the state. 500 wins in your program's history. Kind of run down the top 10, and then we'll move on. But T.R. Miller's number 1 in the state all time with 738 wins. Aniana's second with 728. Fayette County is third with 723. Deschler has 707 at fourth. Thomasville at 698 comes in at fifth. Demopolis is 692. They are sixth. Enterprise is 7 with 689. Colbert County has 688. They're eighth. UMS Wright, number 9, 686. And the Benjamin Russell Wildcats at number 10 with 680. And then it drops off from there down. But Benjamin Russell, just 20 victories away from getting to that 700 win mark, which is very impressive to get to that mark. I mean, to get to 500 is impressive, but Benjamin Russell's 20 wins away from reaching 700 wins in program history.
Well, you've got to be consistent. You've got to put win totals on top of win totals to keep it going like that. And of course, we've been around for a very long time, and all of those public schools that you just ran down have been around for a very long time. And you can be asked, because we haven't won but those 3 state championships, what's kept y'all from winning a lot of state titles when you've done that much winning? I mean, here's the thing about Ben Russell that
it's hard to win, man. It's hard to win those state titles, man.
I told Coach Jay this past week, and so I'll say it here. The thing I'm most proud of is a large majority of those years that you have right there, we've been in the bottom 10% of enrollment figures in whichever classification they had us in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, my entire life, we were stuck in 6A when that was the largest classification, and we were a very, very small 6A school having to play against schools that were 2 or 3 times bigger than us a lot of times. And, we did win a majority of our games, and we did, but we would get beat 7-0 in Phoenix City in a rainstorm when Phoenix City goes on in 93 and wins the state championship. And, we did lose a lot of nightmares like that, but it was solely because it wasn't like we were a lot better athletically and had more to pick from than they did. For the most part, we just very seldom have had that. That stretch that you started calling ball games was the first stretch where we had it, where we were the top team in the classification. You saw what we did. I mean,
right. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. 99%
of the time, we were bored to death. I mean, you go out there and play for the next 5 years after you've been getting your head beat in 6A, and you drop down to 5A. I mean, I'm sure, Brett, y'all were calling ball games. You were so bored by the third quarter. It had to have been. And so that is probably the thing I'm most proud of. I know for a fact in 97, you bring that group up. That's my brother's senior year. That is still the smallest school to ever make a state championship game in the largest classification in the state of Alabama. So
I mean, they dress out 40
They
something.
didn't dress out 55.
I was going to say it was 40 something, I thought.
They didn't dress out many at all. And half the team played both ways. And if you didn't play both ways, you returned kicks or punts or you punted. And I think Craig did all of those things. I mean, you had to, take advantage of what you had. But, I'm more impressed by that than to say that Auburn High School or Hoover right now wins the state championship. And I know
that doesn't show up, and that's stuff that doesn't show up on a record that you can't. I mean, you only have to know that. You can't show that. Hey, look at how successful this team was. But here's their enrollment; they were at the bottom. I mean, it's amazing. You're right. I mean, you don't get a chance to publicize that as much as it probably needs to be.
Well, and there are other schools out there that are just right there on the line. You brought up Fife. It doesn't mean you can't win, and it doesn't mean that you need to lean on that and make it a crutch and make it the reason that you're not successful. But it is a major storyline when you're trying to determine why you don't get over the hump a few more times than you did. I mean, I promise you put a whole bunch of those teams in a lower classification, one classification down, we probably win half of those state championships in a 10-year period. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't go back and change things. So, you can't fudge those enrollment numbers, can you, Brett?
You cannot. So it is what it is. You just kind of get the bad end of the stick sometimes. That's for sure. So, all right, we're up against another break here on the show. Stay tuned. More to come here on the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air, hour number 2. Got about 45 minutes left in the show today. You can get your comments in. Just press. Justin brought up a thing about Dave Aranda on the break. And Dave Aranda's Baylor's head football coach, a good coach. I mean, great defensive-minded coach. Didn't show last year. They couldn't stop anybody. They could score, but they couldn't stop anybody. But for the most part, pretty dang good football coach, well-respected. I don't know what he was talking about in that press conference about midgets. I mean, you just got to go watch it. I don't really know what else to say. So I only last for about a minute, but everybody be their own judge on that part of it. But look, we'll shift gears. Football season around the corner. Auburn will start practice this coming up week on July the 29th. Fall camp will start. I know nobody is more ready for the season to start than this football program. Auburn really needs to get on the field, get away from all this talk about how the recruiting's going and all this kind of stuff. They're coming off 4 losing seasons. That's kind of been the theme of all this all season. You got a lot of transfers in that Auburn's going to have to rely on, namely at quarterback Jackson Arnold. So I'm interested to see. We'll be at practice on Wednesday. We do not have a media window on Tuesday. We do have a media window on Wednesday. I think Coach Freeze will actually address us as well that morning. So we will bring you some information on that. Faith and I will try to cut a real short snippet after we leave practice to kind of give everybody an update of what we see. And I don't really know what it'll be that we'll get a chance to see, but we'll try to cut a snippet there and then kind of some sound bites from Coach Freeze as they enter fall camp. But again, Randy, it comes back to the fact that Auburn has had 4 losing seasons. They've got a roster that's a lot better than it's been in quite a while. And you got a real formidable opponent to start the season in a month, basically, with Baylor.
Yeah, it's a tough draw, to say the least. And if you were getting them in Auburn, then you may change your perception of the way that this matchup looks for Auburn. But you're not. So, there's so many question marks when it comes to the quarterback. And I've said my piece on this, but I'll say it again as I see videos popping up and how lively it looks like Deuce Knight's arm is, Brett. And I've seen it with my own 2 eyes with him playing. And we've had an opportunity to watch him in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game and to see him matched up with the best talent in both states. And he still was a shining star out there, even with all of that great talent around him. I thought he was far and away the most talented one that we saw out there. So if Jackson Arnold works out, I'm thrilled for it. We know he was a 5-star plus talent coming out of high school, but he struggled at Oklahoma, and there's no other way to spin that. Sometimes it's a head game when you have some negative things going against you at that position. But I'm impressed with Deuce Knight, and I know that it doesn't feel like he's going to be the guy this year, and we want him to wait and give his time, and
we'll see. I mean, we'll see. You don't know.
But I'm telling you, my eyes tell me the ceiling's as high as it can possibly be with him out there on the field. And I think Auburn's offensive dynamic would change drastically with a big, strong arm guy out there like that. What are your thoughts, Brett? I mean, am I making more into that than I should?
No, I mean, again, I was at spring practice a good bit and very impressed with the physicality and the size of Deuce Knight and literally the ease in which he throws the football. Now, again, picking up on what you need to do, the quicker that you can do that, the better. And obviously that's more important, I think, than even the physical aspect of it and being able to know that what you can and can't do. And I remember interviewing him after the A-Day game, and he said, look, I knew what I did when I made the mistakes I made. And he said, I've got to get used to the speed of which he said, there's things you can't get away with up here. He said, I knew when the ball left my hand, I was too late. Ball got picked off by New Boy. And he already knew. the things he needs to work on. So that's only going to get better for him, but there is a learning curve there. I think the comfortability for Hugh Freeze with Jackson Arnold and him having a year and a half under his belt, and being able to make the plays too. I watched Jackson Arnold. I thought he had a good spring. Didn't get a chance to play in the 8A game because he tweaked his leg in that practice that we were at there right before the 8A. So they decided to hold him out, and I thought that was the right decision at that point. And that gave Deuce Knight a chance to get a majority of the reps, which I thought was great too. So it kind of worked out. But, at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to, Jackson Arnold making plays, because I do think the offensive line's there. I know that there's a question mark with our running backs. I think they're really good talent-wise, but they don't have a lot of experience, so that's gonna be new. And then I think the wide receiver room obviously is the strongest position group on the entire team. So I think maybe the top two strongest position groups on the entire team are on offense, offensive line and wide receivers. I mean, you can argue that the secondary could be one of those top two. I think it's definitely top three. But when you got the two of the best position groups on your team on the offense side of the ball, it really boils down to, can your quarterback get it done? If your quarterback gets it done, you're going to score a lot of points.
Update on Malcolm, Brett.
I'll do that when we come back. We're up against the break. We will give an update on Malcolm and some other things coming up. All right, stay tuned. More to come here on the show right after this.
This spring and summer, make your land, farming, lawn, and landscaping needs have zero risk and 100% success with Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, with 0% financing on all our Mahindra tractors, many with up to 84-month terms. Our inventory of Mahindra tractors and farm implements is beefed up, and more are coming in daily. We also have extended 0% terms on Spartan mowers to handle your mowing needs, with the best and zero-turn mowers priced to move. At Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, your authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We are located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill, Sunshine Heating and Air. Got a couple more segments left in the show this morning. We appreciate the comments and everybody watching. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go do that. We appreciate all of you that have done that already. And make sure you hit the like button. That really helps us a lot when you're watching the videos. Again, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So if you haven't done that, please go out there and do so. Just kind of going back down the line, not going to have Luke with us today. He's on the road, but we'll continue talking about Auburn here, and we'll try to catch up with Luke on some Alabama stuff next week. But, from Auburn's standpoint, I'll go back and you asked me about Malcolm Simmons. He has a hearing on August 13th. I think Auburn not doing anything right now speaks volumes. I think with a domestic violence case like this, there's a lot of gray area. I mean, I'm not trying to say I'm some expert in it because I'm not. And I'm just saying that from people I've talked to and the things that you and I have heard, Randy, is that it's not just cut and dried. People are like, well, it didn't take long for Auburn to kick DJ Barber off the team. Well, I mean, when you pull somebody over and they're trafficking drugs and they've got that kind of stuff in their car, it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, you're in the car, you knew it was in there, you had guns, you had all that stuff. I mean, that's a pretty obvious deal. When somebody gets a call about somebody fighting, it ain't so cut and dry because stories change and people in the moment of, make rash decisions and do things. And maybe, somebody makes a call that maybe shouldn't have been made. It was maybe a little bit blown. I'm not saying it was blown out of proportion. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying it takes a while to get to the bottom of what really happened. Okay. So there's going to be a hearing on the 13th. And, it's real simple. I think Malcolm will either be part of the team or he'll be dismissed after that hearing. I tend to lean in the direction that he'll be back. Now, will Auburn suspend him for a game or something? I don't know that. That's between him and Hugh Freeze and the coaching staff. I don't think anybody knows that, but we'll just have to wait and see what the hearing, how that goes on the 13th. But I would say with this longevity of no talking from Auburn, that it would lean more toward Malcolm Simmons being back on the team. Or maybe I say back on the team, he's never been off the team. They have not suspended him or kicked him off, so he's still part of the roster. So remaining part of the team, I guess, after August 13th would be where I was.
So still practicing leading up to that court date, I guess?
I reckon so. I mean, because we'll see on Tuesday, if Malcolm's there. I think we'll know a lot more there as well. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that. So hopefully we'll have some more to report. I don't think you're going to get any definitive information until after August 13th on Malcolm, unless something changes between now and then. Position groups. Faith and I talked about this yesterday when we were on location at Bunkers. Randy, I just kind of went through, feel like, the offensive line, wide receiver groups to the top. I do like our secondary, man. It is possibly one of the best secondaries we've had around here in a long time. And got some young guys, but not going to have to really rely on a bunch of young guys because you got so much depth back there, at safety and at the corner positions.
Well, I think it just depends on if the young guys are ready to go or not. And look, Malik Blockton, he was ready to go. By the second half of last year, I mean, you could be ignorant enough to say he's a freshman, I'm not going to throw him out there in the fire that early, or you can go ahead and go with what your eyes are telling you, and he was ready to go. And, I just got a lot of confidence in DJ Durkin, Brett. I think
I do too.
He's not a Will Muschamp, rah-rah, yelling type of personality. I just think he's a quality guy that knows how to coach them up on that side of the ball and is putting the pieces together to even expand on what was a good side of the ball last year for Auburn. And if that's the case, and if the talent level keeps transitioning up and the transfer ends perform to the level that the ones that we got last year did,
right?
All the transfers Auburn got last year, none of them were All-Americans, but they were
solid players, man.
They filled a gap, and all of them were productive too. You know, I mean, you have to think about that. I mean, when you go out and you get somebody and you get this big buzz and then they never find their way on the field like we've seen in some previous regimes for Auburn, makes you go, man, why did I buy into that? Well, DJ Durkin, he had to pick, 5 or 6 key pieces to that defense last year, and they came in, man, and they made an immediate impact.
Jared Thompson and guys like that. I mean,
linebacker and,
right.
Defensive line, positions where you felt like Auburn was down and needed the depth and was able to get it. We're in the same boat this year. Those two parts of the team are still not as deep as some others.
Right.
Now, they're really strong on the top end. When you have Falk, Malik Blockton, and some others, I mean, Jordan Crawford has probably the biggest buzz coming in on the defensive line. But it's not too deep position units for Auburn. So I would start there. Those would be the question. And losing DJ Barber didn't help.
Oh, no. I tell everybody, and, again, we don't know the status of Malcolm, but if you were to not have Malcolm on this team, he was going to start. So, obviously, he was a key piece, but you got a wide receiver room that's slap loaded, that people are just stepping over one another for playing time. You don't have that at linebacker. And DJ Barber was going to be a depth piece there that had gotten better. He had gotten better. And, so it's going to hurt not having him on the team from a depth standpoint. But, if you look at Auburn right now, if you had to run them out there today, projected start lineup on defense would be Keldrick Falk at defensive end. At the nose, you got Quintrell Jamison Travis, and you got Malik Blockton at the defensive tackle. Your linebackers will be Robert Woodyard in the middle, DeMarcus Riddick on the weak side, and the buck position is going to be Kieran Crawford. At left corner, be Kayan Lee. At the right corner position, Jay Crawford. I don't know if there's 2 better corners maybe on any team in the country than those 2 right there. And then at free safety, they project Jacoby Matthews, the transfer from Texas A&M, who was a 5-star plus coming out of high school and was one of, Texas A&M's top players the year before last. So they got him projecting to start coming in. And then you've got Sylvester Smith at the nickelback position. So then you got the backups, Randy, like you said. I mean, New Boy Fagans, Tay Seymour, Champ Anthony. I can keep going. Donovan Starr, Eric Winters. I mean, just a load of guys. I mean, it's the deepest I can remember, top to bottom, our secondary being. So it's going to be a strong suit, no question about it. And going to get a healthy Champ Anthony back, which he's making strides. And, I really thought he was coming along and was one of our stronger players till he broke his leg there in that Arkansas game. So, but he's back. It seems like he's full strength. So that's a pretty good starting line. Like you said, the 2 more unknown areas depth-wise are your defensive line and your linebackers.
Well, I'll stick with the secondary. I don't think Fagans is going to stay off the field long at all.
I don't know.
I think he brings too much to the team to stand on the sideline for any team. I just think he's a great all-around football player. I know he plays safety, but he's got ball skills, Brett.
Oh, he does.
He got nose for finding the ball.
I think Jordan Crawford's going to be another kid that's hard to keep off the field too.
Oh, I don't think he'll stay off, but in the secondary, I would expect to see Fagans before I see some of those other guys.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, we're up against another break for TV. Stay tuned. A couple more segments coming up right after this.
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Illinois Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret, an affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillaby Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillaby Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dadeville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World. '25 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
Here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. A couple segments left in the show today. Finishing up on the offensive side for Auburn. Randy, I'll get your thoughts. Projected start lineup there offensively, and it'll be Jackson Arnold at quarterback. At the wide receivers, it'll be Cam Coleman at the X, Eric Singleton at the Z, and then Malcolm at the H. So that, I mean, you talk about 4 dynamic players. I mean, just phenomenally talented. I don't know that anybody's going to run 3 guys out on the field as a group more talented than that in the country. I mean, Jeremiah Smith's great at Ohio State. Ryan Williams is great at Alabama. But I don't know that you got 3 on a team that are going to be as dynamic as these 3.
No, I agree. All of them game breakers in different ways. Singleton is just a tremendous route runner, a sub-4 340 guy, great numbers, but diminutive, 5'10", 175 some odd pounds. But a lot of eyes will be on him based off of the production that we've seen in the past from him. Cam Coleman's probably the class of those 3 when it comes to NFL potential.
Right.
Can get behind the defense, and then I'm hopeful all of this works out with Malcolm, and we do get to see him because I think that his ceiling is through the roof. I mean, he is he's got a special gear about him, and for whatever reason, just didn't get the touches that you would expect earlier in the year last year. Started seeing some more opportunities late in the year, and if he gets upwards of 60 to 70 touches this year with the breakaway speed that he's got, he's going to have some big numbers.
He really is. I'm with you. I hope everything works out. Along the offensive line, I mean, this is an impressive group. I mean, you can say what you want, but you starting at center with Connor Lew. I mean, it's a guy everybody wanted. He's a guy that everybody still wanted. I mean, he made that, statement last year. I think during the off season had probably 20 phone calls from schools trying to coerce him to come to their place. I mean, so he just openly said it. I mean, and you see what kind of player I think he's going to be one of the best centers in the country this year. And on either side of him, you got Dylan Wade and you got Jeremiah Wright. And you and I have known what type of motor Jeremiah Wright's had. You talk about kids with motor all the time, Randy, and we've seen him since high school, and he plays past the whistle. And he's been a kid that Auburn's asked to bounce back and forth between the offensive and defensive lines, and he's been a team player. He's like, I'll just play wherever you need me to play. But big, strong, physical guy that's got good feet. His footwork is really, really good, and so you got those two guys at guard, and then you bring in two transfers. I mean, Xavier Chaplin was the top offensive lineman in the portal coming out of Virginia Tech. He's a projected first-round draft pick over at left tackle. And then you got Mason Murphy, who is a senior transfer from USC. So when you look at it and you got guys like Too Tall Miller backing up, DeAndre Carter, Tyler Johnson backing those guys up, Dylan Cinda, you got some depth now at offensive line. I mean, it's a pretty impressive group.
Well, you got top-tier talent. I mean, you got NFL talent. That's been the problem with Auburn. I mean, we have not put NFL caliber offensive linemen out on the field in a decade plus. We've had a few here and there, but, it's really tough to win in this league if you can't own the line of scrimmage when it's needed. And Auburn just we haven't recruited that well when it comes. But, when you got two potential first rounders out of the 5 starters on the offensive line now, they got to play up to that their
level.
Capabilities.
Yep.
They've got to show that that's just not a made up guess on what they're going to do production wise this year, but the talent's there, and the ceiling talent is Jeremiah Wright for me. I hope he stays healthy. I love him. I love his motor. I think he's a pro. I thought he's a pro.
Yeah, I think he is too.
I think he's got a pro mentality, and I hope that, you need when a lot of eyes go to the left tackle and the center, and those are the ones that people are watching. You need one more piece that comes to the forefront, and you go, you can talk about those two all you want, but the best one we got's right there. That's when you got a special unit. I think Jeremiah Wright's the guy to watch there.
Yeah, I think so. So a solid group there. Then to close it out at tight end, you got Brandon Frazier, who had a foot issue last year, but I think Brandon Frazier, I mean, if he's healthy, could be a very, very big weapon for Auburn this year. I mean, he's got all the potential to be a guy that can create a lot of mismatches. And if, again, you like his size, you like his physicality, you like his ability to catch the football, a big, tall, 6'7", just the very, very big kid. It's hard to say he's a big kid when he's a senior like that. But, yeah, if he can stay healthy, I like Brandon Frazier at tight end. And, of course, the unknowns are running back. I mean, you lose the best running back in the conference last year in Jaquez Hunter, and then you bring in a guy that had some carries in Damari Alston. And you got a guy that everybody wanted out of high school in Jeremiah Cobb, and you got a transfer from UConn and Darrell Robinson, who had a good year last year. So you got 3 really potentially dynamic backs, but that's all it is right now is potential.
Yeah, and Alvin Henderson coming in from Elba as the high school guy that Auburn gets. And
Omar Mabson too back there.
Yeah, and so those 2 freshmen were 2 of the best backs in the state last year. So
absolutely,
you don't really, there's plenty to choose from there. The one that is so odd to me that we haven't seen more of is Jeremiah Cobb.
And maybe that'll change this year.
When he gets rolling, you can see the breakaway speeds. You can see the ability to catch football out of the backfield. You can see all the things that you and I saw when he was in high school at Montgomery Catholic. So he's the ceiling's the highest there for me. I just hope he proves it this year.
Yep. It sounds like Coach Freeze thinks he's poised to have that year this year. He's brought him up multiple times. I've asked him that question in a couple of arenas about the running backs, and he loves the running back room. But again, it's a lot of potential. We just got to get out there and see what they can do. All right, we're going to take our final break here for TV. Everybody stay tuned. One final segment here on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Russell Medical Total Fitness is ready. Are you? Do you have arthritis? They can help. Pilates are for everyone. Ask them about the Silver Sneakers program. Get moving in a class now, or if you prefer, personal training on land and water are available. They have invested in new equipment for you. Invest in yourself with a dedicated and knowledgeable staff. Call today, 256-329-7623.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Final segment here on the show. You're right, Randy. It comes down to the quarterback for a lot of teams, but especially this one. You know, if Jackson Arnold can perform, I think the sky's the limit for this team. They got potential to be right there at the top of the conference competing. I think there's not a team on the schedule with where they play these teams, with having Georgia and Alabama at home. I know going to Texas A&M and Oklahoma will be tough, but I don't think their rosters are any better than ours right now. I think it'll come down to who performs the best. And if your quarterback performs really well, Auburn will have a chance to win every one of these games. I think we both can agree on that.
I agree. It's very questionable whether you're going to get that or not from a guy that didn't show that he could do that last year on a subpar team. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But when you start making reasons up for not having success at that position, you're in trouble. The thing that I think is the best case scenario, though, for Auburn, if that doesn't work out, is you go early, very, very early, to Deuce Night.
Absolutely.
As fast as you can possibly go.
Don't waste any time.
And then you build the program for the future, because to me, he's the future anyway. And my eyes tell me there's greatness there, and I think that you'll have a learning curve. But my gosh, we're not the only team that deals with that.
Alabama's going to start Ty Simpson. I had this question on Gary's show yesterday. You know, Alabama and Auburn really in the same boat.
Yeah.
I mean, Ty Simpson ain't had many snaps of merit, and he came into that Oklahoma game and he couldn't get things going. And I know it's different than when you start and you're getting pulled off the bench and thrown into the fire, and you team it and clicking on all cylinders, and you're asking a lot out of a kid to come off the bench and try to turn things around on the road. But I mean, there will be some growing pains for Ty Simpson too. I mean, this is not look, Florida State's been terrible, but this is going to be a different Florida State team this year. I mean, Gus Malzahn's offensive coordinator. I think Mike Norvell has gone out and done a really good job of recruiting to try to turn some things around for Florida State. So I think Alabama knows they're going to be playing a different team than you've seen the last couple of years this Florida State team has put on the field. So that's the opening weekend. I know Clemson and LSU. Heck, LSU ain't won an opener, Randy, I believe, since 2020. They haven't won maybe 2019. And they have not won an opener, obviously, since Brian Kelly's been there. And they got to go play a Clemson team that's got Cade Klubnik back as quarterback, and he's one of the top quarterbacks in the country. And I know Nussmeier's a top quarterback in the country too, but hard to go over there to Death Valley in Clemson, both Death Valleys. It's hard to go to Clemson at night and win, especially when Dabo has a team like he's going to put on the field this year.
And you've seen the success. I mean, in the ACC, you ran down the championships with ACC earlier this week on Auburn Blitz, and impressive run there for Clemson. But that's a big matchup. It's a great opening weekend.
Texas, Ohio State, opening weekend. Going to find out a lot about Arch Manning right out of the gate.
Yes, you are. And
I mean,
the money well spent by both of those programs. I mean, are they the two top spending programs in the country coming into the season?
Yes, absolutely. I mean
money can buy a championship at this point in time. In college football, Nick Saban keeps saying it, and you may not like it, but those two teams are going to be the two highest payrolls out there playing each other.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, just a great star-studded schedule to open up. I got a couple minutes left here on the show, just some other games that week. Obviously, Auburn plays on Friday, which will be odd, but they take on Baylor. And then on Saturday, Syracuse will go to Tennessee in the Aflac Kickoff Classic. You got Texas, Ohio State at the Horseshoe. That game will be at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's just odd. You know, you would think that would be but that's that Fox game, so you just don't ever know what you're going to get. Alabama and Florida State will be at 2:30 on ABC. Alabama's a 13.5-point favorite. They got to go to Tallahassee for that game. Just kind of scrolling on down and looking at some of these other games that we're talking about down here at the bottom. Well, on Sunday, you got Notre Dame and Miami, and then you got TCU and North Carolina on Monday, and you got also on Sunday Virginia Tech, South Carolina. So, man, and then I didn't go through the rest of them, but you got some really, really good football games scattered from Friday all the way through Sunday, or actually through Monday on Labor Day. So, should be a lot of fun. But we're up against the final break of the show here, and we appreciate all of you watching out there each and every week. We'll be back with you for another edition of the Saturday Sports Countdown next Saturday. For Randy, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next time.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
The
The Honda Summer Event is going on now at Sarah Honda in Sylacauga. Hit the road with the hottest ride. Plus, every vehicle we offer comes with a Sarah Promise, like a new 2025 Honda Civic Sedan, lease for $289 a month, or a new 2025 Honda Accord Hybrid, lease for $369 a month, or like a 2025 Ridgeline, lease for $359 a month. Your ultimate summer wheels await at Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.
Bugs Island is